Hi everyone, this is Jai Kandepu, and in this video I'm going to explain what is VeilGate. And VeilGate is a deception proxy. It's a deception proxy. And in Go, it sets in front of your applications, intercept each and every request, and every request gets passed into 20 behavioral signals and make decision and score accordingly. So it has three different modes, which is real mode, challenge mode, and target mode. So in the real mode, every legitimate traffic gets passed. On the challenge mode, you will be sent out a proof of work that you need to do if there is any suspicious request sent to the server. And the target mode, it has like high confidence that you are attacking the server, and it will keep giving you honeypots that you have to basically solve or keep on loop for AI agents. The goal is to prevent AI assisted penetration testing or LLMs that are being used for attacking your servers. Basically, like nowadays, in every cybersecurity company, people are saying that they are using AI to move forward, but no one is saying how to protect yourself from AI assisted penetration testing or autonomous AI. So, what is wrong in the infrastructure, where it is being bypassed, and why it is happening? In the past, like we used to have web application firewalls that protects your servers for not being attacked for fingerprints like OSAP top 10 or any vulnerabilities that are being exploited in the wild. So they collect the fingerprints and they will protect you by using those fingerprints. Nowadays, AI agents don't care about those fingerprints. They will just bypass as those fingerprints if you are being blocked. And valves are just acts as like, if there is a malicious request sent, just block it. It's not going to stop AI agents to bypass those functionalities. And once it is bypassed, the real application is exposed. If there are weak controls, the vulnerability is getting exploited. So the current threat model has been shifted. The AI penetration testing and the human mimicking and is like the obvious thing, and it adopts and mimics a human in the browser and fools the signature based detections. So what you get in VeilGate? So you have three different components. One is the core engine itself, and the second one is VeilGate rules, which has the actual rules and templates for honeypots and the decoy URLs. And on the third, you have VeilGate client, which solves the proof of work for you. So on the browser, it handles all the traffic coming from VeilGate deception proxy and solves the HMAC signatures and do solves the proof of work for you. It has 20 behavioral signals. First one is fingerprint based. It checks your JA3, JA4, TLS fingerprints. It has HTTP 2 setting frames, SPA browsers, and if you're missing some browser based headers, it will fingerprint those. It also has a behavioral based. If you're timing the regularity, or if you're just fanning out all the paths and going in depth onto the crawling methods and fleet rotation or tool chaining for rotation, you will get signal for that, and it will be scored according to the score capping. And reputation as well, like any reputation for your IP being detected, so you can customize these reputation as well, how and what can be added for blacklisting or any blacklisted IP. You can directly add into this ML file. Payloads, so if you see any payloads or a vulnerability payloads that are being sent to your server, you can also add those into behavioral paths, and it will sort it for you. It will automatically detect these paths, and it will directly send into target, or according to your signal thresholds, it will send accordingly to different methods or different stages. So the scoring and decision method, how it happens. So on the observe method, it will just observe your traffic, and in the challenge method it will say like just solve the proof of work. On the target it will full on go to deceptive mode and traps you in a honeypot, gives fake vulnerabilities. And you can put the signalings on the scoring according to your needs. You have to first observe your traffic and then change it to, like change these numbers. You can either put 0 to 40, 0 to 50 on real if your traffic is highly volatile. If your traffic is like normal, you can just put 0 to 39, 0 to 35, or anywhere between like 40. After 40 it will go on to challenge mode, which it will send proof of work. On above 70 or 60 you can just put target and make them like sit in full on deceptive mode. And for the target decision cannot be bypassed. Like once you enters to target you cannot bypass, but if you are in a challenge mode it can be bypassed by solving proof of work. What is like difference between VeilGate and a traditional web application firewall? So on the detection basis, like traditional, but VeilGate will work on like the behavioral finger responder to attack is like the blocking system in WAF. In the VeilGate, it will like silently redirect you into honeypots and decept you on those paths. Whenever you are sending some malicious request, and 0 days or some like always bypassed. And if there are novel like vulnerabilities, those can be like bypassed in the WAF. But if you are in the gate, like you will be like scored according to your behavior. What are you trying to achieve on the server? If you are sending some malicious requests or malicious data, it will obviously detect those things. AI agent deviation, like if you are using a IP, a browser, headless browser or real browser headers, it will directly checks your a real human and it will try bypassing the session. And in the Whale you have sessional behavior like timing, regularity, and tool HMM. So it will try to, if you are even like mimicking the client IP and real browser, it will try to catch you on these fingerprints and signalings. And the cost impact imposed on the attacker is low on the WAF, high in the VeilGate, and compatibility standalone layer. It will be in reverse proxy and it customized according to your needs. The threat model has been shifted, and before it used to be script keys or some static payload sent to your server that you can obviously fingerprint. Nowadays like it, the LLMs scrapes all the web and tries to by exploiting or challenge, like whatever challenge it is given, it trying to solve those challenges even in the loop. Like if human is sitting, they are obviously giving advice or prompt to the LLM to check and bypass endpoints. So the starting of Whalegate is to put it in observe mode, and once you observe the traffic and know your threshold limit, you can obviously switch back, any mode you want, or you can always put it in auto mode that you just need to give the threshold and it will automatically flips it. So that's all for this video, and you contribute. You can go GitHub, and if you have any ideas, you can always raise a issue or any PR. I will always look into that and improving the system and